channel. In this video I will just show you my trades of the last week. What did I do wrong, what did I do right? For everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Peter Alexander. I've been trading for 2.5 years and I'm documenting my road to becoming profitable, as I'm not profitable yet, unfortunately, but I really think that I can become profitable. Let me just show you my trades. Here you can see Edgewonk. I just joined this software last week, as I think it's very important that you can document everything. And in Edgewonk it just tracks so much more than that you can easily measure for yourself. It looks like I only took 2 trades. I also did only take 2 trades because the rest didn't get filled. But yeah, as you can see, 1 trade on Monday that went wrong, 1 trade on Friday that also didn't go well. Let me just show you the trades on the chart, as that's more important to look at. Here you see the Bitcoin charts, not my trades, but it's important to know what my trades were based on. We started the week here, and as you can immediately see, you have a very big resistance level here. Why is this such a big resistance level? Well, you have this big range, you broke into it. This would also be a big resistance level. Actually, as you can see, you found some resistance, but this is the last daily level that broke this construction, like this construction to the high. You broke it from here, so this is a very big resistance level. So that's why it would be valid last week to look for shorts. But of course, we have also been uptrending very strongly, so longs were also still possible. Let me show you the trades that I took. Here you can see the trades that I took. Well, Monday was here, so the chart looked like this. Wait. Chart looked like this at the start of the week. What's important to know is what I was looking at. Here you have the construction. Of course, this was the big daily level, so you found a lot of resistance. Here you had a support, here you had a support, and here you had a support, but I didn't want to take a long immediately because we were at such a big resistance. So let's end the replay tool and just show you the trades that I took. The first trade, you cannot see it, but it was based on the support that we had over here. A lot of liquidity had built up here. You can see it more clearly on the lower time frame, as everyone that got into position, for example here, put their stop here. People that got into position here, maybe their stop is here. So a lot of stops are beneath these lows, and I thought it would be nice to take the liquidity lower and wait for a reaction, and that is also what I did. So as you can see, there was a little bit of support at this level, so it wasn't that bad of a trade, but it still was a bad trade. Okay, I see I removed the entry. Well, what was the trade based on? As you can see on the 5 minutes, it's still downtrending. On a 3 minutes, it's downtrending, but you made 1 gain here. This is the push to the low, and you're gaining it over here. That made me interested in the long, but of course it's not big enough of a confirmation with such a big range and such a big resistance level. So that's also, I think, why the trade didn't go right. On 1 minute you can see more clearly you're gaining this over here. The entry was based on this wick and this untested part. So let me put back the line. No shit, sorry. This was the entry. Big reason for me to take the trade was that you didn't fill this gap yet because that meant that this target was still open. Imagine you would have done this, then I wouldn't have taken the trade, but now I did. Looking back on it, yeah, the confirmation just was not big enough. I think I just wanted to be in the trade too badly, so I only waited for the smallest confirmation, and I had to wait for a bigger confirmation, of course. Well, let me put this one back. Let me make it red, as it was a bad trade. Okay, that was the first trade that I took. Let me go back to the bigger picture. Well, the second trade that I took, that one was way better, but unfortunately I didn't get filled, but I will still explain it. As you can see, the same as what I explained here, that we had some support. We also had some support over here. It's the same principle. You have all this liquidity building up here, and you have an untested area below, so that's a good place to look for your trades. I didn't want to play directly. Looking back on it, I could have played it directly, but I wanted to wait for the confirmation of a change of trend. It took a long time here, Monday, Tuesday, so like one whole day almost for this trade to develop. But as you can see quite clearly on the 1 hour, this is a drop. You're not gaining that at the start, so that's why I wasn't interested in longing this. Here you're still not gaining it, but at the end you are gaining it. One big confirmation that I also want to tell you about is the 4 hour. As you can see here, you're not even seeing this level or this level. This is the last support level that you can see, and you're not losing it on the 4 hour, so that made me extra interested actually. Well, here as you can see on the 1 hour, imagine you would have taken this level, you wouldn't have been filled. I also wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, so I took this wick as a confirmation of my entry. On the 50 minutes I could have been here, for example, but I also could have been here. Would have been filled? No, probably still a front run, but I took it on this confirmation, and yeah, it just didn't get filled, unfortunately. Looking back on it, I could have been filled, as this was clearly the level that broke the range and not this. So I didn't have to put my stop below this level, as I was going to trade this level. And it's not actually the same level, as you can see on the lower time frame. It's like this is a construction and this is another construction. So imagine I would have taken the trade like this, as this is the start of the last drop before you go higher, and put the stop over here. Yeah, then I would have been filled. Or wouldn't, yeah, I would have been filled, yes. But yeah, I didn't do it, and I still think that my trade was okay, but maybe the fine-tuning could have been a little bit better. But also, that's what you say, with the hindsight knowledge, I still think that my way of fine-tuning was quite good, but a little bit unlucky maybe. Okay, so Monday a trade, also a trade on Tuesday, but no fill, unfortunately. Let me go further into the range. There was a trade that I didn't take here. Very quick explanation on why it was a good trade. Oh, sorry. Make it white. The reason that it was a good trade was on the bigger time frame. You did make a loss, not on the 4 hour, but you lost this range, and here you see that you're unable to make a higher high. So that means that you may have seen your first signs of a trend reversal. Here you're losing this push, and here you're losing this push. And this one was way more clear than this one. As you can see, the loss is very nice. It's very clear that you're trading below this level, and this is the level that makes you lose the level. So nice trade. You can place your stop here, as this is some extra liquidity, because people will put their stops over here, and here's the next untested level, and the target can be this low, for example, as this is the start of the impulse to the high. That would have made a nice trade, but unfortunately it was before 8 o'clock and I wasn't out of bed that early. Unlucky, but that's also a big part of trading. Going further into the week, here you had a support level, of course. I didn't want to trade it, as you have seen this rejection, and as I also showed you that maybe this could have been the start of the downtrend. So I wanted to wait for the reaction. You did get a reaction, but there was no more opportunity to get into the trade, as you took some liquidity. Imagine you would have done this, then it could have been a nice trade. I actually also traded this. I placed an order here, but didn't get filled, unfortunately. And then you can see my last trade. Well, what was wrong about this trade? A couple of things. I have been trading for 1 full week now, like focused again. I've been traveling for 3 months with my girlfriend, so I'm going back into trading, and I just have to find my way a little bit again. And as you can see, I put it in effort, but I didn't get into a trade, so I got a little bit frustrated maybe, and I think that's why I made this mistake. Of course, there were some reasons for the trade. As you can see, I saw the possible trend change, and on the 4 hour, this was the level to gain. We did not gain it. That was a big confirmation for me, but of course there was a gain on the 1 hour, and you also hit your target kind of on the 1 hour, so that was a confirmation on why it wasn't a good trade actually. On the 15 minutes, you did have a confirmation to take the trade, as you lost this, pushed to the high, and you even lost this over here. So that's why I took the trade, and I took it based on the 5-minute time frame, as this was the level that made you lose this last push. Most important mistake of this trade is that I left it open when I was going to sleep. Here, as you can see, it was filled at night. My bedtime is around 11, so I went to bed at 11. Had I been there for this trade, I could have de-risked very easily, take profit over here, put my stop over here, and I would have ended it with a break-even result. Not the best, but it's okay. To risk manage, it's very important that you are able to risk manage your trades. But because I wasn't awake, I couldn't manage it. I only put my final take profit over here, and that's why I lost a full percent over here. When I woke up to a 1% loss, but it could have been like a break-even trade, or I shouldn't have taken the trade to begin with. So then it would still be the same, no loss, no win. So yeah, that was the last trade that I took. I think it was mainly an emotional mistake. It had to do with patience. You always have to be patient with trading, and I just felt a little bit bad. I think that I didn't get into a trade all week, so that's why I forced a trade, and forcing a trade is never good. Well, that was the end of my trading week actually, almost, because I was working on Saturday. Looking back on this Friday, yeah, I could have maybe taken this trade. There were 2 short scalps actually that I think were okay. This one was in the morning, but it's very similar actually to this one, but then on a smaller time frame loss of this push, entry, stop. Yeah, very nice trade actually. You could have targeted this easy R. And here it's very similar actually, the trade. As you can see, the momentum is dying down. The pulses are getting less strong. So that was a confirmation for this trade, but it's also a confirmation for the next trade. Bam. Yeah, this is the trade. You're losing it, and here you had the opportunity, but here the opportunity was better, I think. Let me check if it's also visible on the 50-minute. Yeah, it is actually. So your entry is here. It's the last level that makes you lose this level that creates the high. So that's why that is why it is a nice trade. And if you would have taken it, you could have taken it like this, and maybe put your stop over here, target, start of this push. Also very nice R, a very good trade. This one I was awake too late. This one, yeah, my focus was just gone. I think it's also quite late in the evening on Friday, and I had to do my preparations for work. And unfortunately, you cannot take every trade, and I have to accept that I cannot take every trade, not force myself into bad trades, because I missed some trades that were good, and still remain focused on seeing the opportunities that the market gives, not making your own rules, but just follow the market and put in the trades on the right times. Not put trades into the market that are not very good, that the market doesn't show you. Well, thank you for watching. This was the video. If you like to follow along with my journey, subscribe. You can like this video to show some love if you want, of course. And if you're interested in more frequent updates from my part, follow me on X. I will put the link in the description below.